This is the last episode.
My volume's super low. Yeah. No, like I could barely hear the intro. It was super, and I could hear your bones crunching because that was right in front of me.
Yeah.
That's in room audio.
How's that volume?
I still hear Dick.
How about now?
I hear. Wait. Okay. Yeah. There we go.
Cool.
Now I hear a digital fuzz for your digital needs.
Sorry. I have a weird...
Were you okay? Since we're talking about digital, it reminded me of the thing digital dancing from the Hug Me I'm Scared.
Mm-hmm. I know what that...
The favorite episode, the one where they go to the internet. My favorite one.
It's really good.
Because that one is the most like, what is that called? Existential horror of them all.
Yeah, I know.
Where it's just getting lost in the internet and then just like losing, like that whole thing is like digital dancing. Hey, this is fun. And
Are
like,
you excited for it that it's coming back?
That's I'm like, are you hyped for that?
I am.
I'm optimistically curious.
Yeah.
Because I love everything that studio has done before that and now, but I'm wondering, is that
Maybe
getting
hyped isn't the right word, but I am excited.
because it like the story did end.
Yeah,
there was an
yeah.
ending to it, and it was satisfying. I liked how it became a real story at the end, and there was like an actual villain and stakes.
Right.
But I'm like, what are they gonna do now?
I don't know.
Because even like they incorporated like remember the Kickstarter video they had where like they were held hostage. That was part of the story. Like that was
as
cool thing.
As much as I'm excited for it, I think it's too soon. I think it's gonna wait like a couple more years.
How long ago did it end? It was last year, right? And it ended.
It was either last year or the year before. Remember, this Trump's era has been weird. Time doesn't
exist.
Yeah, so I think before
We're
Trump,
all feeling Bayonetta's witch time right now.
I'm pretty sure it was like 2016 or something.
like late 2016, maybe 2017.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Because I'm always like looking for just what is the next. I follow probably one of the best YouTube channels that exist on YouTube right now is Nightmind,
I don't know what that
who
is.
just covers a lot of like internet horror series from big to small. Like he got to start explaining Marble Hornets for
Oh, cool.
6 hours.
Red.
That's what we got to start. And actually, he's friends with them now, which is super cool. Because Marble Hornets is still the shit.
I never watched.
It might be. I think it's still worth it now, but it takes a lot of time because it. Remember that was the web series that got. It's a good time to talk about it since October, spooky month. That was the show that made like web series get involved with like, oh, we're gonna do like real life ARGs.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Like that's kind of
yeah.
what they got like all the amateurs to try it themselves and covers a lot of stuff like that. And I was looking for like, oh, what is the next like new horror based or anything that exists on YouTube or whatever. And Don't Hug Me I'm Scared was great because it had like a big budget and it was really it had like I loved a sense of humor. Like I really love the nutrition episode.
Oh yeah,
Like that one's
so
really funny.
Yeah.
And also I believe Doug how they had the budget like, oh, this episode we're gonna have like 2D animation for no reason.
Right.
We're just gonna spend it. Just fuck it.
Yeah,
We're
I
doing
love
2D
that.
animation this time. Or we're doing like live action for this one.
No, my
Or
whole
we're
thing,
doing like stop motion because whatever we have the budget to.
my whole thing with it is that like,
But I am scared of like
and I think
how long is it gonna be if they're gonna make a new one?
That's what I'm saying. Like because the pool for the first Don't Hug Me I'm Scared season, because that's what it is now.
Yeah, it became a season. Like after the long break from first one, they got budget. They did like a season basically.
Yeah, yeah. It
Like
was
6-7 episodes.
It was
in
all
total.
about like technology and
It
the
was like every
media.
episode was like a theme of like
I feel like the biggest theme was media and like being fake on
like distortion of reality through
Yeah,
media.
yeah,
But it was
yeah.
like this one's about like feeding bad nutrition facts
I'm
for
afraid
advertising versus.
I'm afraid it might get to like the poppy thing of just like that's the plot. Here's 700 more episodes of that. It's like
See, because I think it might
This is
be
why
something.
I think it needs to wait a couple more, even like 5 more years. Honestly,
I think it
Just
might
'cause
be
I think-
something new because of the way that series ended. Well, at least that season ended. Like it said, no, this is over. Like it's
That's
like
what I'm
literally like
hoping.
they unplugged everybody and that's all done. So if it's gonna do media, if it's gonna do like internet stuff again, it has to be different.
It has to be different. Yeah, I don't know what it would
But I
be.
wonder. That's why like that's their job, not ours. But I wonder because like it was about like manipulation, like information, like of like oh about like consumerism or nutrition or creativity or literally like one was about love. Of,
Yeah.
Like that I actually like that. The love one's really funny as well.
That's one of my least favorite one.
I
but-
think it's mainly because the punchline of like our god Dave kills me every time. Like oh,
That punchline's
here's our
good.
god like Dave or whatever like some
Yeah.
random white guy name made me laugh.
that is good. I love stuff like that. By the way, guys, I'm like either sick or tired. I don't know.
No, he's both.
I'm both.
He's sick
I'm
and tired.
Sick and tired of this
Despite all his
goddamn
rage, he's
life.
still just a rat in a cage.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I don't know. I can't even make dumb racist jokes right now. That's
I like
you
how
know,
they're both. I like how both those phrases are both together. They're not
Oh.
separate but equal.
Oh no, I have really good racist jokes.
I set you up, but you did nothing. I said separate but equal. That was for you.
Oh Jesus!
God,
See, exactly.
see? That's
I
how you
told
know
guys,
he's dying.
I'm out of it.
But you know what will bring you back from the grave?
huh?
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. All right, we'll talk about that and then we'll talk.
Because
about
that is
something.
like the big thing for
Yeah,
you and
let-
for like media right
All right,
now.
let's talk about the Doctor Who thing. I saw the pilot. I saw it.
Was it like early, or you just saw it? Like it just premiered yet last week.
I saw it early.
Okay.
I saw
Cool.
it. Well, I mean, I saw it the day. I saw it when it premiered in England. Let's
Okay.
say that. Yeah.
Yeah. You saw it on time.
I saw it on time.
Said on time. You just all you did was just focus your energy. Like, oh, I'm in England right now.
Yep.
And you just watched it in your brain. It's crazy.
Exactly. That's
what
it
everyone should have done.
It has. I know that it has. I believe it's broken records for the most watched premiere of Doctor Who. As well,
yeah, I saw that. It was like insane.
As well as Walking Dead also apparently got the least.
Oh, really?
Of Walking Dead. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Their premiere got the least of Walking Dead. Yeah.
Wow.
So. I'm sorry.
Well, because they said, hey, this character's gonna die in the next season, so I was like, oh, fuck this.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows who it's gonna be, so it's like, well, fuck this, and who cares?
It's his hand. That's what it is. His hand's gonna die. I feel like that's a running joke of the show that I haven't watched. I'm just like.
Running joke of that Walking Dead is The Walking Dead keeps shambling on, even though it's a bad show.
All right, this is why I haven't. I saw the first episode and thought I had a weird premonition, like this is gonna get bad. I'm gonna not watch this. I don't know what it was. I swear to God, I watched the first episode.
God came down upon you and said, "Nah, bro, you're gonna waste your time."
I became religious right then and there. Jordan Peterson himself flew down on a giant lobster and told me this is bad.
But he flew down like in it, like it was like a
he came out
like
of the
a winged chariot, he was Helios.
Yeah, he came out of the lobster and then said,
"Oh, like he was birthed, like it was what the fuck is that?
Right out of the lobster
Jim
cooter.
Carrey, where he gets birthed out of the rhino.
Lobster cooter.
That's what the movie's called.
Yes.
Wait, Lewis.
Huh?
Wait, lobsters are crustaceans, right?
Yeah.
They lay eggs, right?
Yeah.
Then they don't have. Wait, that means they. I feel dumb that I'm asking this.
Mm-hmm.
Do creatures that lay eggs still have vaginas?
I don't know.
Females?
I don't know.
Or is there a different name for it?
Guys, this isn't the podcast.
This is the podcast for that.
This is not
because that's how you found out that.
This
Doctor
is
Who
the
was a good
last
show.
episode. This is the podcast about nerd garbage, not lobster garbage. That's Jordan Peterson's show. Go watch that.
His show.
Go watch the Jordan
on CBS at
watch
6
that
a.m.
Jordan Peterson show on CBS.
It's after Steve Harvey.
I'd watch that, obviously. Obvi. All right, so
what are you, a millennial?
Yeah.
What are you? What is it called? An influencer?
Yeah, I'm a
social media influencer.
I'm an influencer, guys.
You get paid for stealing jokes.
I'm a world famous influencer.
Those people exist, by the way.
I
You've seen
know.
that fucking thing in LA where it's like,
I'm gonna cut you off now and talk about Doctor Who.
I can't. That thing is fucking real. God.
So yeah, I saw the pilot, and the first thing I thought was, oh, this has bigger budget, like every season does.
But like bigger than last season.
Every season gets a bigger budget. I feel like.
But like how much bigger?
I don't know the quality.
But like how could you tell?
I don't know the numbers, but I can say this: the quality of the look of the show, the cinematography, and like the acting, like it's stuff. Because
it's a whole new crew every time, right?
No, not every time.
Not every time. Okay.
This is the first This is actually the first season that has a completely different crew they hired. So a little prerequisite to my thoughts on this new season of Doctor Who. Let's get into this. So 12. My favorite Doctor, Peter Capaldi.
And I've heard a lot of people say that's their like new favorite.
He's my Doctor.
He's very popular from what it sounds like.
David Tennant was like obviously like the top before that.
He's the one that kind of like made it big in the Americas, right? His run.
Yes,
right.
Exactly. Because David Tennant is just a very charismatic actor.
Yeah,
and can really pull from a lot of emotions.
He's one of those actors. He just has it. He has it.
He's one of the doctors. He's a doctor that can make you cry. Like that's his thing. And the reason is because he can go from such extremes of happy over the top to super angry and terrifying to super like sad.
He ushered in a new age of fans.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is insane.
Which is
considering how big it is in the U.S. now, like that's crazy to me.
This is some of the problem I had with Matt Smith and why I didn't like him that much because he's young. He was the youngest actor. He was like 26 or something when he started. Like he just didn't have. He was a young actor still. Like he didn't have. I mean,
like it felt too much like an actor playing a role.
Not that David Tennant is old, obviously. but
and not at the time he was not.
Yeah, but the point. But it was still like. Matt Smith didn't have as much range as like David Tennant, and I coming off from that extreme to just kind of wacky or mad was like those are the two things. Remember, Matt Smith is when we got dinosaurs on a spaceship, which I love, but that's what we got.
It felt more like moving from a person to a caricature for you, kind of.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And then
which isn't always a bad thing, but
no, not necessarily.
Still.
And then Peter Capaldi, he's
who you want to be.
Yeah,
like in the long future. That's who you want to be now.
I've always said I want to be a grumpy old man.
Since like when I first met you, you always talked about that.
That's what Peter Capaldi is. Like,
I want to be a crazy old man. That's my dream.
Yeah, I mean not as crazy. It's more just
that's what I want to be. I want if that doctor ever shows up, let me know.
I would say look at like the early series. Like even William Hartnell was a little crazy, but he was suffering from like what's the thing that makes you forget stuff?
Dementia.
No, not dementia.
Alzheimer's?
I think it was Alzheimer's. This is why the first Doctor, William Hartnell, he couldn't remember his lines. He had to improv most of the show.
That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, I guess. Yeah, it was real
That's
sad.
cool for arts, not for him.
Yeah. I know what you meant. So yeah, Peter Capaldi, I'm getting hot finally. Cool. Peter Capaldi,
He's
like,
thinking about Doctor
as soon
Who.
as he came into the show, he was like, he didn't hug people. That was his which was like such.
Wasn't the big deal like he didn't hug the new companion? or
Yeah,
some
that
shit
was
like
a big
that?
deal. Like, because like Peter Capaldi, like the Doctor's whole thing is like he's a jolly old man who just kind of helps people all the time. And then, like, you know, every once in a while we got some serious ones and sad ones, everyone. But there was always a level of jolliness to the Doctor. Peter Capaldi had none of that at the beginning. And why I love Peter Capaldi's run so much is because we got to see him learn how to be happy again.
Like to be compassionate.
Because remember, the Doctor is like at this point 3,000 years old. I think when the show started, he was like 900 or something.
Yeah,
but there was a time skip. Whatever. That's fun. Yes, Doctor Who has a time skip. Has multiple time skips.
Because it deals with time, that doesn't sound too outside
No,
of its
yeah,
own
right.
realm of like what they talk about.
It's time travel to show.
So how long has it been for this new Doctor, from him to her?
I actually don't remember. I need to rewatch the show. I've only seen Peter Capaldi's run once. I need to rewatch his run again. Just his run. Probably. I probably will rewatch like Tenets and then Capaldi. I'll just skip Matt Smith. And sorry, Eccleston. I love Eccleston, but his thing is a little too. His first season is a little too cheesy for me. I love it. It got me into Doctor Who, but still. And I love the bad wolf shit. I love it. But whatever. No, Peter Capaldi was so interesting about him because he's old. He's lost everyone that he's ever known. Like from like that's what the Doctor is. Is like my job is to save people. Oh, all the people that I'm saving are dead now.
Yeah.
Like they're all like I have Clara.
So I'm kind of just here by like the will of being a doctor, I guess.
Yeah, I'm the will of my brain. The will of being smart enough to not die yet. That's literally it. I should have died a long time ago.
It's like a Wolverine scenario where it's like I'm alive, but everyone else is dead that I cared about. So what do I do anymore? I don't know.
Originally, the Doctor, Time Lords can only live 12 regenerations, and he's technically on their 14th or 15th, even though the Doctor is still the 13th. There's fuckery reasons for that. There's the War Doctor, which is 8.5, and then David Tennant regenerated into himself.
A word?
It's so
he birthed himself.
Yeah,
was it cool or was it sexy?
There's a scene where he literally, I think he got like shot or something and died, and then instantly regenerated back into himself. It was really interesting. But
did he get Mpreg?
But all the Time Lords like
gave
Peter Capaldi's Doctor just like a bunch of energy and just like you can live, or I think it was actually Matt Smith, but you give you a bunch of energy, you can now live who knows how many more generations.
Just raise your hands like Goku Spirit Bomb.
Yeah, pretty much. And so now, you know, the Doctor is just like, I don't need, like, it's interesting seeing a character like that who's just, like, super, like, grumpy at everything, justifiably so, because he's seen everyone he's ever loved and known, his granddaughter, like, everyone he knows, like, die. And still alive, and, like, having to live through that, and, like, oh, but I still have people to take care of. I'm still the Doctor.
I still have a duty, no matter if I like it or not.
Exactly. Well, but that's the thing. He learned to re-like it again. He found a new, this is why I like Clara so much as a companion, is she showed him how to, like a sense of duty, but being happy, but finding like a joy and motivation in having.
It's like finding satisfaction in your own work.
Yeah, again, because he lost that for a while.
It's like finding satisfaction in purpose.
It was actually interesting because his last episode, the Christmas special, before he died and regenerated to the new one, he didn't want to go. It was really
I thought he hated
the
it.
Whole exactly
yeah,
the whole episode. This is why his arc is perfect. It's literally perfect. The whole episode is him regenerating because of the episode before that. He starting to regenerate again, and he's literally regenerating, and it's like, I don't want to go again. I don't want to do this. I'm just gonna see how long I can hold this off and see if I can. And then this is when he talked to actually the first Doctor, more time fuckery, whatever. And the first Doctor convinced him like, hey, you got to keep moving on, man. Like that's what you got to do. And he's like, okay, you're right.
It's also part of your duty.
It's part of your duty. Yeah, exactly. And so that's
compared to the man like finding purpose again. How is that different now from your new Doctor?
And this is okay. Well, so and then one more thing, and then I'll move on to the new Doctor. And then one of my favorite, probably my favorite quote of ever a Doctor Who comes from that last episode is everything ends and it's always sad, but everything begins again and that's always happy. Like that's kind of his arc. That's Peter Capaldi's arc summed up into a sentence. It's so good. It's literally perfect. It couldn't be any better narratively.
But they still had to make another Doctor Who season.
Oh, exactly.
They got to follow that up, which is
like the show ended. It didn't feel like the show was ending.
No, but it's like imagine having to follow that up when you're new to this crew.
Exactly.
Like that's a fucking.
And then we get Jodie Whittaker. Then we get Jodie Whittaker announced, which I was like, I remember everyone freaking out about like there's a woman Doctor, or whatever. Everyone's like, how dare there Doctor Who's moving full SJW. And I remember on this podcast talking about like
all you, for a while, yeah.
All you guys are so dumb. We've known from the beginning of Doctor Who that you can generate into a woman. That's already canon. It's a matter of time before it happens. It's weird that it hasn't happened yet. There's like 15 of these regenerations. Like, calm down. Yeah. Actually, it happened with the Master already. Like, we've already seen the main...
Genders can change with these characters. We've already been establishing this. Why is it a big deal?
Exactly. And I understand why, because it's like some people like, oh, here's Doctor Who going full SJW again in this time where like it's cool to be SJW. Like,
and some people just like, I just want tradition. I don't want it to be changed.
Yeah. Which
regardless of politics, like I want it to be the same.
I had a little bit of fears too, and
because it's new.
In the pre-production coming out of what the show was, they hired a whole I think they purposely hired like 7 new women and
Well, they talked about that also at their Comic-Con panel. They said, yeah, we're going for diversity from minute one. Because we wanted to do something new.
Which I've on the record saying I don't like that. I'd rather you hire people on merit rather than their color and gender. But what I know why they do it. Obviously, I understand.
And we talked about it. I think off podcast or maybe on it, we talked about like if anyone for at least for you would be able to like convince you like it's not just for the politics. It would be a show like this.
It would be Doctor Who, exactly.
Where it is all about that
Doctor
from
Who,
the minute.
Just from the minute it started, it was a progressive show. I remember Doctor Who started from like a woman's idea, like that was in the BBC. That was not a thing in 1963. So. This show is from the ground up was built as a progressive show. I have nothing against the show's politics because it was already established right like from the birth of the show, and it still managed to transcend its politics to be good. That's why I like Doctor Who.
Which is what all good media can
exactly.
do.
I disagree with most of its politics a lot of the time. But that's not the point. The show is still
that doesn't make a
good.
show bad if you disagree with it.
Exactly.
As long as it's written well, it's written well. All
right. So that was what I was going into the show. That's all the stuff that I was going into the show. And then
there's a lot of pressure on both sides.
Yeah, exactly.
For the show, from old fans, new fans, people who want politics in their Doctor Who, even though that's kind of impossible to not have.
So already, I remember seeing the trailers and thought, oh, she has it. I think she has it. I think she's going to be a good doctor.
Is that a feeling in your gut?
I had a feeling, yeah. And I talked to Lauren Bancroft, friend of the podcast. She's literally the biggest Whovian in the world.
The one who can name episodes by name, right?
Yeah.
Which is still, for any show to me, like that's insane.
Yeah.
That's dedication. I can't do that for any show I love.
No. And so I talked to her about it, and I every once in a while I'll talk to her about the Doctor Who and stuff. And yeah, she was like, no, she has it. It's there. Like, she's going to be good. And so I watched it, and yeah. I will say this: she totally exceeded my expectations. Because I was going in a little.
Well, there's I've sensed a lot of worry from people.
Yeah, I was going a little cautiously into the show
because you don't want to get blown away, but it's like with disappointment, or also you don't want to be hype it up for no reason.
No,
it's new everything.
Literally, that's
everything.
That's the point of the
which
show,
is a little scary.
And
for
the
people.
Doctor even says that this whole episode's about change and stuff like that. Like characters who are not wanting to change and not willing to that's the point of this season. I get it. That's the point of this Doctor. It seems like so far that her arc I think is going to be about.
It's
change.
a good time to write that kind of story.
I think so, and
really good time. As long as they don't, bumble it.
Okay, now let me talk about her actually. So
I'm curious. What is she like?
Jodie Whittaker is a jolly motherfucker.
Oh, really?
She is so. I'm worried about the episodes where it needs to get dark. I've never seen her in anything else. I know she was in I think Broadchurch before, and everyone loved her in that or something like that. Whatever, one of those other British shows, whatever.
That we just didn't get because we're in the Americas.
I mean, we can watch it.
We can get them, but they're not.
It's not in the
easy to binge consume.
I think it's on Netflix, but that's not the point. It's not in the cultural narrative like Doctor Who is.
No, not even close.
Obviously, and so, but I know she's been in other things, but I've never. And she even said too. She did a Reddit anime the other day.
Wow, that's a loaded gun to put in your mouth.
Right?
Jesus Christ. I would not do that.
Oh, no.
I am not brave enough to do that.
Right?
Holy shit, that pressure.
I thought she did really good. She answered very positively like I thought she would, and she was really good. And one of the questions that was a terrifying question was were you a Doctor Who fan beforehand? And she said, honestly, no, I wasn't. I never really watched Doctor Who that much.
And that's not that uncommon to happen, right? Because some Doctor Who people have not watched the show.
What's cool about... No, actually, what was interesting about Peter Capaldi is that he was around in 1963.
Yeah, because he's old.
Yeah.
He saw it. He's seen it.
He's been watching Doctor Who since the beginning, pretty much. I don't know how old he is. I don't know if he actually literally watched the beginning of Doctor Who, but he was old enough to see it emerge.
It become the cultural phenomenon.
Exactly. And so I remember he said that he wrote in fan letters to BBC about here are my ideas for episodes for Doctor Who.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he was literally biggest Doctor Who nerd, and so him becoming the Doctor was such a dream.
At that age, is such an interesting thing.
Yes, him becoming the Doctor was such a cool thing for us as fans because we know that the Doctor's in good hands. He's like us, and also it's cool for him.
One of us.
Yeah, exactly. And it's cool for him because I've always wanted to do this. I get to do it. I get to do it my way, the way I think it should be.
It's always a sweet Hollywood story. Of
exactly.
They always loved it, and they can do the thing.
It never happens, and when it does, it's so good.
Yeah.
But Jodie Whittaker was not that. Which was another thing that was really interesting, and I can almost see a little bit of that in her Doctor. It's still a little.
She's not trying to copy another Doctor. She's just doing her.
It's definitely her own thing, which I like. I'm not mad at. I'm just afraid. Again, we've only seen one episode. I can't speculate too much.
It's too early.
It's way too early. But I'm afraid. We also know that this season has 0 of the old creatures. No Daleks, no Cybermen.
Yeah, they said that it's gonna be all new stuff.
All new stuff, which is I get
ballsy,
for sure. And so
it's like making a Star Wars movie that has nothing to do with old traditional
and so
Star
literally
Wars
the only
stuff.
thing that we have to tie us into Doctor Who is the name the Doctor. And so Jodie Whittaker has to take that mantle of I am going to carry you guys through the show. Even though I'm different. It's on my shoulders. Which God, I would like I'm not British, whatever. I would never. I'm not an actor either, but I would never ever want to be the Doctor. Like that's
It's a nightmare to pick a role like that.
No, it's insane. It's super insane. Like exactly. It's no, I can't.
Because the pressure of like everyone looking at you,
everyone's looking at you with a fine tooth comb. Is everything you do is it right? Is
for
it
better
canon?
and for worse? It's like holy shit.
Yeah.
The balls and just like, oh yeah, it's like have all the pressure on you and then also do your job well.
Yeah.
It's like holy shit.
But no, she did amazing. She was one of the things that I think was really interesting. This Doctor seems like a builder, which is that seems like her thing. Every Doctor has a thing, you know.
Builder in what way? Like as an engineering building?
Like she built her sonic screwdriver. This is the first
Oh,
time
like she's like a technician kind of person.
Yeah,
like,
and she doesn't know why. It's just like, I got a spoon, I got these, whatever. I'm gonna turn into a sonic screwdriver.
kind of like a tinkerer in a way.
Exactly.
That's really neat, actually.
Yeah, so it looks like this Doctor seems like a hyper curious Doctor, which is gonna be cool. Which makes sense, going from someone who is
an old fuddy duddy.
Well, actually, someone who is legitimately curious about the show. Like, she's not a huge fan or anything. Like, he's not a Whovian necessarily.
Yeah.
And so, for her to be the curious Doctor makes total sense.
Who's also the curious actor. Yeah.
Exactly. And
that's written pretty smartly, actually.
It's super smart.
I really like it, not just like for TV shows, but in general, where it's like we're gonna write the person into their character.
This is why like Robert Downey Jr. is such a good Iron Man.
I actually found out for Tales of the Borderlands for both those two leads, because Laura Bailey and other big male actor, Troy Baker.
Yeah.
I found out like a lot of the character traits that they have were written because like the actors are that way. Like, you know how I noticed that who the fuck is Troy Baker's character in Tales of the Borderlands?
The main guy.
Yeah, I forget what his name is.
I don't know his name. I haven't.
The Hyperion. You ever notice how he has like really weird socks?
No.
Well, it's a small thing that they have, and they have like one line about it.
Okay.
That's because Troy Baker always wears really weird fucking socks.
I like that.
And it's like, no, we're just gonna do that, and we're just gonna give him that.
Yeah.
And some of the ways that like characters talk, it's like, no, we're just gonna put him into the character because why not? It kind of helps them act in a way, makes them feel comfortable.
Exactly.
But also,
it
it's
makes
like
the audience seem like this feels like this is more real.
It's more genuine, and that's why Tales of Borderlands writing feels the way it does.
Yeah, and this is how I'm getting for Doctor Who. Another interesting thing, and we got to move on. There's a lot to talk about, but another thing that I want to talk about Doctor Who forever. But one interesting thing too is the crew is 3 other people. We haven't had a big.
Isn't normally just like it's Doctor and one person?
It's usually 1 or sometimes 2.
2, right?
It hasn't been like a full like 3 people since like the early Doctor Who. It's sometimes every once in a while we'll get a thing like. We'll get like Jack Harkness and a bunch of other characters for like a couple episodes. Like we'll get just a
like
couple
temporary
episodes.
crews.
Yeah, temporary crews. But like there's usually always one person that sticks along.
Never like a legitimate squad of people.
No, but this time like they're talking about like no, this is the crew. These 3 people are the crew.
And you meet them all episode 1.
Yep, we meet them.
How does it feel like
good.
writing wise and like pacing wise with all?
It's
those people
good.
there?
It's actually it's paced very well. They all have their own motivations, except for the young woman. Maybe like she's a policeman, and like there's a little bit like she's young and like her whole thing is like I want to do more. Like that's her thing. Like it's kind of that's it. Like that's kind of all we got from her
all we have
so
far. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll give her
the
more.
main guy is probably the most interesting. The two guys are the most interesting. So the young dude and an older dude. So the young dude. A little bit of spoilers for the episode if you haven't seen it. It is spoilers for the episode if you haven't seen it. So
skip like a minute.
Skip like a minute or two. Like the young dude, his whole thing is like he's kind of been sheltered. His mom. It looks like his parents died, and he's being raised by his aunt and his aunt's new husband, like second husband. And the second husband is actually part of the crew now. So big spoiler. Skip ahead, please. And at the end of the episode, the aunt dies. Which is like a bold move to end the pilot episode of Doctor Who.
Yeah, with a character death.
Yeah, the aunt dies. And so now you have 2 characters that are suffering from a loss. The nephew and the husband. And
it's so weird that those 2 characters are like both part of this crew.
Yeah.
That's really odd.
It's
Family members.
It's weird. It's very strange. But it's
especially because
really cool.
they're not like related by blood.
No,
either.
not at all. And that's the thing. It's like
that's super out there.
The whole
that's
thing.
Super cool. Actually.
It looks like the whole thing for their dynamic is to like learn. Because at the beginning of the show, they were like, still trying to get comfortable with each other. I think his aunt and him was only together for like a year or something.
Yeah, it's like
not very long.
You're not familiar.
They're not familiar enough yet, and so I think that's going to be their dynamic. I think
that's a cool dynamic for like this weird sci-fi
Another thing that's
show.
really really cool about the younger dude, I can't remember any of the names. I'm sorry. I'll learn.
It's new. It's new. It's fine.
But the younger dude, he's like in his early 20s and he still can't ride a bike. That's like how the episode starts.
Hey, that's me. I can't ride a bike.
Oh, cool. So that's the way the episode starts. Is his aunt and the husband trying to teach him how to ride a bike, and he's like, I can't do that. I give up. And at the end, he figures it out. Whatever. He figures it out on his own. So it looks like his arc is going to be like, I'm sheltered. I can't do things. I'm going to try to do things.
You have to learn how to grow on your own.
Yeah, be confident.
Despite
I can see his arc. The husband is a little bit kind of like that too, like more reserved, but older obviously, and so has like a different outlook on things, like a little skittish, a little, and was like using the aunt. It seemed like the whole episode is like his kind of a crutch almost. So like that was his confidence was her, and so losing her right away is like I don't know this character now. Like we don't know. So he's still kind of a mystery. And then like I said, the police officers, we have a little bit more of her than the other guy, but it's still not. It's still kind of fuzzy. But that's Doctor Who. That's what we got. It's a lot. It's a lot.
And how often are they gonna come out now?
I think every week.
New episodes every week.
Yeah, every Sunday
until they're done.
And for the season, yeah. I don't know how many episodes in the season.
Is it never known like how many they're gonna make?
No, it's known. I just don't know.
Okay.
I just don't do research.
Just left your mind.
Yeah, I just don't know. I simply never knew. I never looked it up. But that's fine. It's a good if you're a fan of Doctor Who and you skipped ahead the spoilers or you listen through them because you don't care that much. Actually, I'll say this: if you're feeling daunted of the it's daunting to go even from the 2005 start. It's like I've heard that first season is really cheesy, and then it doesn't really get until like the second or third season. Like it's a lot, and it's a whole new culture thing I'm just not used to. And you're and that's what's been stopping you from watching the show. This might be a good start
because it's all so fresh.
I would say there's a couple episodes to watch. First, like watch Blink, obviously. Watch God, I can't think of the name of the episode. The one with Peter Capaldi where he goes through he's pretty much inside of his head the whole time. It's like a character piece on the character. It's really weird, and I love. It's literally the best episode. My favorite episode.
It's like super artsy.
I wish I remember the name. Yeah, but it's literally my favorite episode. Watch that. Like watch a couple episodes, maybe here and there. Like you Google best Doctor Who episode. Watch like the first couple, maybe 2 or 3, and then maybe watch this. I think this is a good starting point because everything's new. You really the only thing you need to know is like. Everything you need to know you learn in this episode of like who this character is, what she's about, her tools, the fact that she has a crew.
Because in a way, this is kind of like a new show.
Yeah,
in some sense.
That's kind of how it is. That's how it's supposed to kind of feel.
But
with
more
Doctor.
more
so for this one, for sure. Yeah.
So,
because before it's been a pretty progressive jump, like from Eccleston to Tennant was like it was still using the same characters. Still the same story arc with Rose and Bad Wolf and stuff.
Like some kind of beats.
Between Tennant and Matt Smith, that was also the same thing. There was an arc, and between Matt Smith and Capaldi, there's a little bit of an arc, but not as much. But it was still there. This is the biggest jump. There's no arc or anything. There's no other character that we've seen before. So like this is all new. This is a good place to start if you want to jump into Doctor Who. So that's all my Doctor Who talk for now, and let's talk about other stuff. Let's talk about the TellTale thing.
Yeah, we finally got some more confirmed news, at least of a couple days ago, because the first story that broke out was that TellTale just laid off, as of the October 4th, laid off about the remainder of their crew that was left.
Yeah, the skeleton crew.
Yeah. And because at first the story was like someone tweeted out about how like they said, well, hey, remember hearing about that skeleton crew at TellTale? Well, they're gone now. Mm-hmm. And we still haven't been able to confirm exactly like if it was like every piece of it, but she did say like, I can't confirm much. All I can say is that at least the crew that I was working with is gone. Mm. But then we have more clarification on like, well, what's going to happen now? And it is going to be that the company Skybound Games is acquiring the TellTale's The Walking Dead.
Yep.
And because this was talked about from the creator of the comics, he talked about on the panel, like we'll have news in a couple of days, that they will acquire The Walking Dead, like the rights to making their game, and will finish the final season.
Cool.
Because Kirkman, like the creator of Walking Dead as a whole, talked about like we finally got a negotiation going, and the statement is going to be, what was it? Yeah, along with that, Skybound is looking to rehire members of the original team to finish the story in a way the fans deserve.
Cool. I'm glad.
So
I don't play the game or care, but like
it's a little fucked up that it kind of ended up this way. Yeah, and I really don't think that many devs who are working on that season will want to come back at all. Of
course not.
Because holy shit,
nightmare fuel, dude.
Unless like Skybound, like because there's nothing in the statement that confirms, hey, when you finish this, you have a job after this. Mm-hmm. So the game will get finished. But with how many original crew and the original like idea that will come through, who knows? But the game will be finished. I'm just curious now, when are they gonna? How long will they give them to make the episodes now? How much budget will they get to like actually like iron out the bugs of that old engine?
Yeah,
and
that engine's jank.
How are they gonna redistribute the game digitally? Mm-hmm. Like how many contracts are gonna be signed? Like okay, now they're back because you can't buy them. As of like a couple weeks ago, you could not buy them on digital storefronts anymore.
So are they gonna take all the old ones, or you can only download the new ones?
Yeah, like I assume like they're gonna have to like do a bunch of license transferring shit with like Sony and Microsoft
on their end, but
so yeah, so it's like those games will be finished, and hopefully some people get a fucking job after it. But let's hope it's not like a temporary, like, oh, you're here like on a contract and then you leave when it's over.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
that is the end of the story for now. That the game will be finished now, thanks to Skybound Games coming in and going, we'll bankroll this to finish this.
Yeah. So cool. So that's pretty much it for that.
Yeah,
so
for TellTale, that's all we have for
I
now.
want to talk about Mega Man 11 real quick.
Yeah, talk about it. So how far have you gotten Mega Man 11?
I haven't beaten it yet. I feel
I heard a lot of people actually haven't beaten it yet.
it's
Because people said this game is fucking hard.
It's hard. It's long. That's the thing. It's hard too. Like it's taken me a while to get used to the double
Okay,
gear system.
follow me on this. That I heard like people talking about it, and when I looked at like the trailers, because I actually like let's look at trailers now because I want to see the game.
Yeah.
Someone described this as this feels like Capcom making a Mega Man game that people wanted and deserved in 2007. Like as in this game was what we asked for a long time ago,
And we said we got 9 and 10.
but we said we got 9 and 10, which were like too safe.
Yeah. This is definitely.
Would you
feels
kind of
like
agree
that.
on that? Where it's
Yeah,
like we're
it
going,
feels-
they're actually trying to evolve Mega
And I
Man
can
as
explain-
hard as it is to do in like the Mega Man base Mega Man.
Well,
like,
I can explain
gameplay
why
scope.
they're taking the beats from Mega Man 8 and 7 and stuff like.
Yeah, like were those were kind of evolving, but then they didn't go
they're
anywhere.
taking the
Because 8 got weird in
got
good ways
weird.
and bad. It got
But
weird.
it looks. I've been saying this. It looks like they took a lot of the good stuff from 8 and then the safe stuff from 2. Like it's not bad. It's not. I love Mega Man 11. I'm loving it so far. It's
I've heard
hard.
like good things about it. Like once you give it time, people's like it's actually really really good.
Yeah, it's really good. It takes a little bit.
But you have to be a fan of Mega Man. It's
Yes, this is a Mega Man fan game.
like it is
for
not
sure.
made
it's-
for like,
if
which
you're, like-
is a good thing. I'm glad that it's like they didn't like make it to like appeal to everybody. It's like no, it's for people like Mega Man.
Still the first Mega Man game. If you've never played a Mega Man, it's still probably Mega Man X. Like that's still probably the
Play
first
X,
one.
and if you can stomach older games, go play 2 or 3.
Yeah, 2 or 3, like 2 and 3 probably. Those two together.
I say together because I feel like a good idea.
Well, the story also carries over
yeah, it's like
perfectly into the next
legitimate
game.
carryover.
Yeah, and the mechanics, everything. Yeah,
But X is just like a classic video game.
every class video game. Every human who plays video games should play that game. It's just perfect.
At least the first level.
Yeah, at least
At least the highway.
or you
Just
can,
to feel how that jump feels.
not even jokes. Just watch Mega Man. Watch Ego Raptor's sequelitis on it.
That's still okay.
Yeah, it's still good.
Looking at time video, it gets worse as the days go by.
Yeah, we can skip that one.
But that Mega Man X one's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Riding on cars.
Riding on cars. Yeah, exactly. Mega Man. So yeah, like I said, it feels like it. So it took the bolt system, like where you go to like instead of
Buying upgrades.
By the way, instead of Auto Shop, because it's always been Auto Shop.
Yeah, who is
now,
it?
it's Dr. Wily's shop, which or not Dr. Wily, Dr. Light's shop.
Oh,
which
word?
is like
So what happened to Auto?
he's still there. That's what's confusing.
What?
It's like there's a lot of stuff that like.
Why is your papa selling you things?
So here's a like.
Is there a story reason?
No, it's just a little weird continuity stuff that like only fans of Mega Man will get. Like one big thing that's like irking a lot of people, like myself included. a
Oh,
little bit,
okay. I know. I think you know what you're gonna talk about. Let's talk about it.
Is the boss name? So okay, so starting.
Oh,
after,
okay. That's not the other things I've heard about.
Not
Okay.
the door. I don't care about the door thing.
No. The one that is gonna bother me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get to
Let
those.
me do mine first.
Let's do nitpicks and then yeah.
All right, so
I want to talk about these
the
for you.
little tiny baby nitpick that still doesn't matter for the game at all.
But it matters to you just for a little bit, a little
Yeah,
tiny
just for
bit.
continuity's sake. So I think starting after Mega Man like 3, I want to say, or maybe starting after 4, like maybe starting with either 4 or 5. I don't remember exactly which Mega Man it started with.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even on the second one it started with this. I don't remember. But at the bottom right of every single boss, it shows that it shows like a little L, the Dr. Light symbol.
Yeah.
And then a number associated with it. Because if you know the story for Mega Man, easy story. All the robots were created by Dr. Light. Dr. Wily comes in, takes them, turns them evil. That's the simple story of all.
Every robot master you fight in the original Mega Man games are ones that Light made.
They were your friends, and now you're murdering them all.
Or they were just people who were in a job, and then you have to go kill them.
Yeah. And so everyone that it was made by Light has a little L and number next to it. This is for some reason in this game, it's a little thing. Now they have a little Wily next to it and a number, which is like, no.
That detail's too small for me.
No.
That
Here's why it's not too small. Because at the beginning of the game, we see that there's actually a cutscene in the game. Like there's cutscenes and stuff.
Yes, to me that's also weird. But
I don't mind it.
no, but like it's just like I think that's like, oh yeah, cutscenes in Mega
there've
Man.
been cutscenes since like Mega Man 3. Like it's fine.
But no, but like voice acted cutscene.
Mega Man 8, bro. What time?
But 8s are bad because they were bad at the time.
Yeah, no, these ones actually aren't bad. I still wish that Mega Man's voice was like high pitched and girly.
Oh, see, you know what? I agree. I actually like Kid Mega Man.
Yeah, I like Kid Mega Man. This is
for some reason.
Yeah,
I think it's not because of the shitty Mega Man 8 dub.
No, it feels more.
No,
like,
it's because I like the voice they use in Marvel vs. Capcom.
Oh, okay.
I liked his kid voice there because kid voice with his height makes sense in my brain,
Yeah.
and his
Exactly.
overall like he looks kind of cutesy.
Yeah.
In 3D at least, in newer art styles, he's cutesy.
So
There's no X. Rex like a shitty
so a little
teenager.
thing, just like at the beginning of the game, you see that all the robots that you're gonna be fighting were lights. They're talking to you, like they're like
Yeah, because 9 did that too.
Blockman.
9 did that where like you hang out with them.
Yeah.
beforehand.
Blockman is there, and like you're like, oh hey, Dr. Light, what do you need me to do? And then you see Dr. Wily take them all and turn them evil. Spoiler, whatever. Which happens at the beginning.
Spoiler: Sigma doesn't die
Yeah.
like 7 times or some shit.
Spoiler: Wily comes back.
Yeah.
Well, spoiler: Wily.
Bowser steals Peach.
Spoiler: Wily gets up.
No, spoiler. Fucking Wily bows down in forgiveness.
Yeah,
asking
yeah.
for forgiveness.
Every game. No, we see that these were definitely Dr. Lights. And so why does it have a Dr. Wily symbol next to it? It's just a little thing like that.
Because he changed it because he had extra time
but
in
it
this
was
game.
never like that before.
No,
Whatever.
It's
whatever.
He put on like a decal. It's like, fuck it, these are mine. Put on like a little decal they
Yeah,
got from like
yeah.
the fucking print store.
I don't care that much, but it's just a little thing.
Okay, my little thing
what's
is
your
not
thing?
okay. The big thing that everyone made a shit about, like a big stink about, which made me laugh because I'm like, you're kind of right, but whatever. The first big one was that okay, in Mega Man, even in the X games, actually no, more the old games than X. When you go into a boss store, this is such a dumb thing that you only notice when it's gone,
thing, right?
huh?
It's a jumping thing.
No, it's mainly not even that. It's mainly just the way the screen moves.
Oh, okay, got it.
Okay, so in Mega Man, usually
1 through 10.
1 through 10, well, even 8 kind of.
Yeah, 7 and 8 have them.
8, 7,
yeah.
8 had them. X kind of has it, but not really in that sense.
No, yeah.
Where it is when you open a boss door, the game, your character model, whatever you're doing, freezes,
It slides
and
into the next room.
not you, the screen slides over into the arena.
Yeah. Imagine,
But
like,
it's a weird thing because this is how it should have always been. After we need to stop having to do that shit, the game just lets you move through the door, and it doesn't do that.
No, it doesn't.
And that is not. It doesn't matter.
No, yeah.
But it's the thing you notice when it's like, oh shit, it's gone.
I'll say this too. Another little.
But the little nitpick that does bother me that I'll have to get used to. That whole like the game stopping when you do a thing is gonna fuck me up with health. Health doesn't do that anymore. Like when you get a big health and it stops the game to fill it up, that I would put that into my strategy of like playing Mega Man.
Fair.
But that's gone now. I have to
Yeah,
get used to that.
It
Like, oh
gives
no,
you like a second to breathe. Like,
but it's so dumb because it's like no, the game is that way because it probably just flows better like a modern video
yeah,
game.
it doesn't have to anymore.
But people want it.
Yeah, I get it.
I get it, but also I'm like, dude, fuck off.
It's the video game elitist Mega Man players in us. Because that's what we are.
It's the but it used to be there. I want it.
That's
back.
what we are. This is what this podcast is.
Like it does not. But like that's for them. Like that's too much.
Yeah, yeah,
It's too much. For
Here, I'll say some stuff.
even me because I'm way picky about this dumb shit. It's too much.
I'll say this. The music is really forgettable. The intro music grew on me. I like it a lot. I like the stage select music a lot.
Yeah.
Other than that, I haven't heard anything
So far.
Yeah, it's
That's
not
kind of
really
a shame.
good.
I've heard like it's not like unmemorable. More like it's just too safe.
It's too safe. Yeah, honestly, it feels like the later X Games music.
Yeah. Okay. That's
just like where
it's,
like,
not bad,
it's
but
just
it
like,
is video game music.
It's video game music. Yeah, it's weird. It's not what Mega Man music should be. Mega Man music should push you forward through the level.
So in terms
honestly,
of like,
I'll say this too, real quick. This game really needs that because the levels are so long. It's not a bad.
I've heard that. Yeah, like they're just like endurance.
It takes a while to get used to because it's just like you think you're like done, and there's like so like it almost feels like Mega Man X level sometimes with like there's too many bosses in every level. Like not every level, but a lot of levels have too many bosses.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
It's just a lot, and by the time you're done with a boss, you're just like Jesus Christ, I don't want to play again. I'm gonna take a break. This is why it's taking me so long to play the game. It's just like I have to take a break. Like
You're tired.
my
Yeah.
brain hurts.
Well, because Mega Man, it's a stressful type of game.
Yeah.
Are you playing on? I've heard there's like a difficulty selection for this game.
Yeah, I'm playing on normal. There's like casual, easy, normal, and then superhero.
I've heard like those easy ones are still like pretty hard still.
Yeah,
I think one of them like removes like
I think the
spike traps
casual
and
still-
falls, but
yeah.
doesn't like reduce like that much damage.
And I think easy just does like keeps all the platforming stuff. You just don't do as much damage, which is or you don't take as much damage. Superhero ones sucks. Don't play that.
Is it just like you die faster?
You die like instantly from stuff like really easily. Like it's, and then also you don't get any in every stage. You don't get any health or weapon weapon capsules.
Oh shit!
So you have to really conserve your health and weapon capsules.
That's for like I'm really bored. Let's just see how far I can push my skill.
Yeah.
kind of thing.
And I'll do that with
That would ruin the first playthrough of that game.
No,
Why would
yeah,
you
do
ever
not
do
play
that?
Yeah.
So how are we liking the boss? Who's your favorite boss so far?
So far?
Like level and fight. Who's your favorite so
all
far?
right, level. I really liked.
I heard people really like Bounce Man.
Bounce Man's no. Incorrect.
Most
Bounce Man
people that I
sucks.
talk to like they like Bounce Man stage.
Bounce Man
a
feels
lot.
like a better Clown Man, which isn't saying much.
But Clown Man, I don't hate Clown Man.
Oh, okay. Fair.
I hate Clown Man's stage too much that I hate him
Oh,
overall.
okay, fair. Yeah. The
Like
stage,
his fight, his design is whatever. His fight sucks.
Clown Man stage probably took me the
Too.
longest, not because it's hard, just because it's like
It's obnoxious.
you have to time your jumps on these bounces. There's so many bounces. It's
That's
too
why
much.
I hate that stuff in Mega Man. I hate
Yeah.
bounce pads in Mega Man.
Yeah, it's so much.
But I actually kind of dig Bounce Man's stupid look a lot.
I like
I really like it.
I like Blast Man's.
Blast Man's cool.
Blast Man's really cool. What's the Shock Man dude? Is that his name?
Probably Shock Man.
I feel like a Shock Man. Shock Man, the electric guy. I like his stage a lot. His stage is really cool. I haven't done Acid Man or whatever the fire one is. The Japanese guy.
Will there be anyone as cool as Galaxy Man?
No, never. There will never
Galaxy
be.
is one of my favorite webmasters
No,
of all
no,
time.
yeah, dude. When I played
He's just a stupid UFO.
when I played Mega Man 5 for the first time, I was like, that's the first stage I started with was Galaxy Man, and I was like, this on it still to this day. Like Mega Man 5 is still in the running for my favorite Mega Man, like up there with my favorite like three
it's
Mega Man
stupid
games.
alien shit.
Like still my favorite.
Who's that actual UFO master in 9? What was he called?
Oh, I don't know.
He wasn't called Galaxy Man, was he?
No,
What was he called?
I don't know.
Black Hole Man?
something like that. Yeah.
He had a black hole
It's a black hole,
bomb as a
which is-
weapon, but I don't think that was his name.
Which is a cool weapon, but I like the weapons a lot. The weapons are
I've heard they're really great in this game.
every single one has its use, which is like
That's hard to do for Mega Man.
I'm trying to think. Maybe every single one. I'm trying to think of one that hasn't. The one that I use the most so far is Blockman's because
It's just make platforms?
well, no, his whole thing is that the thing you see in the trailer, he has like blocks shoot out from the top of the screen from like farther away, from like kind of far away, like maybe like a couple blocks away from where you're standing, which is actually like I didn't think that was gonna be very useful until I'm realizing that like there's a lot of areas in this map that are just like there's crazy like all Mega Man, there's crazy platforming and then enemies at the end of the screen.
Yeah, it's
So
like
with
fighting platform at the same time.
So with the Blockman thing, you can just do that, get rid of those enemies, and then do the platforming like that. I feel like it's almost designed that way. It's really nice.
That's really out there, but also really cool.
I like Impact Man's weapon a lot. That's saving me so much.
What does it do?
It pushes you forward. Like it's kind of like
It's like a boost forward.
It's like your boost in Mega Man X2. Like that's what.
So it's like an air dash that's a weapon.
Yeah, exactly.
That's rad as shit.
Super rad.
I'm
super,
gonna be using
super rad.
that.
Yeah, but that one I feel like that one actually runs out faster than other weapons.
Probably because it's too good.
Maybe I don't know.
Because remember, if you give in Mega Man, old Mega Man, if you give mobility, that means you could give them options to skip parts of the level.
Yes.
So you are skipping challenges and also saving health.
That's what impact. That's what a lot of these characters are like.
That's cool that all of them seem to like.
The double gear system is still.
I want to
not
play with it.
comfortable with it.
I want to play with it.
It's helping.
Because I've heard like once you like get it, it's a really fun mechanic.
I'm getting better for sure, but it's still a little. It's a thing. Like it's kind of.
Because it's so new.
It's so new. It's so weird. Like I'm just. Yeah. Also, I'll give you some advice for people who are playing on the Switch or whatever, or any controller really. The default controls suck. Move your dash to whatever Y, triangle, or X would be, the top button on your
I wonder
face.
what it is on like PS4 and Xbox. I'm curious what they're mapped to.
It's the same. It's all the buttons are mapped the same. So move your dash or your slide. I mean your slide ability to the top button because that way you can hold your charge shot. You can charge your shot and then quickly slide and not have to let go of your charge shot. Because originally I think it's either mapped. It's mapped to just down like jump, which is like what it was in the original game, which I hate. I always map that to a button.
Yeah, I got used to it, but I still didn't like it.
And then also rush can be associated to a button. So put that on your circle B or
I wonder if you can map to the
whatever that
touchpad on PS4.
I have no
Because I'd put
idea.
them on that.
yeah.
Because it's like it's an out of the way button. I'm not gonna use that often.
Yeah, so that one's really nice. I like that. That helps a lot. That actually rush helps in a lot of stages. A lot more than you think. Actually, I've run out of rush before.
Did you see that concept art for like a Rush outfit in this game that they cut?
There was like a concept for like a silver outfit.
Yeah, that was like Capcom. It was a crossover thing. They were like, yeah, it
Yeah.
just didn't get finished. But it's still like that Rush one is fucking
And then
hilarious.
also-
You saw it, right?
Yeah.
Where it's just Rush's head like as his torso.
Yeah. And
it looks so
Yeah,
funny.
it's so weird. And
it
then
looks like a joke X design.
it does.
I love it. I wish it was in the game, like
And
as
then,
like an unlockable.
And then also I mapped because the way Mega Man should be, the way God intended, is because you can use the right stick to switch between weapons, which is I'm starting to get used to.
I always liked the top buttons.
Yeah, exactly.
L1, R1,
but they're
or
mapped
L and
to-
R for like SNES
They're
control.
mapped to L2 and R2. So you have to remap them because
I could deal with.
because your double gear system mapped to the other one, and it feels more intuitive to use the triggers, like the actual bottom triggers, as your double gear system. Because those are the things that you want to like. Oh, I got to use this right now. Like that's and so and the triggers feel more natural. So those are just some things that I've done that really helped me in this game. But man, it was a struggle at the beginning.
It is weird to think about like you have to remap buttons for Mega Man.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. It feels good. I'll say that it feels like Mega Man. I'm enjoying it a lot. Like I said, it feels like all the good stuff from Mega Man. All the surprising good stuff from Mega Man.
I'm just
8 and
curious
7.
because they gave you all the like this double gear system and all these like seemingly really good powers. The Wily Castles, how they're gonna be?
I don't know. I'm not there yet.
Because that could be like a
I'll
fucking
say
nightmare.
this too. I'm not looking up any walkthroughs for this game. I'm trying to do.
Blind?
Yeah, I've never done that with a Mega Man before.
Really?
Yeah.
I've always done them blind.
Interesting.
Always.
And so that's also why it was taking me so long. Like.
That's why 9 took me forever.
Oh, I gave up on 9 and 10.
Well, I just never beat Wily Castle.
Yeah, I got
3 and 9.
Yeah, I got the same spot you did in Mega Man 9.
I got to the water and I was like, fuck this.
I did like the first 2 like bosses in Mega Man 10. I was like, fuck this.
I never played 10.
This sucks.
So I never got to 10.
Yeah, Mega Man 10 is probably my least favorite Mega Man.
9 is like some of my favorite music in the series too.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I really love the title for Mega Man 9, and I love the
I love the title for Mega Man 9.
The
so good.
Who's the tornado dude, Tornado Man?
That's Mega Man 3 or 2. I think.
No, like who's the green guy who has like wind in Mega Man 9?
I don't know.
That guy's theme was a trailer for Mega Man 9 when it came out, and I remember looking at that trailer for the fucking WiiWare version on my aunt's shitty computer, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is the coolest thing ever!" And I still love that theme to this day. I'll look it up while I'm
so yeah, so far, if you like Mega Man, get this game. If you don't like Mega Man, maybe play another one first. Maybe get the X Collection 1 first, just to play the first 4 Mega Man. Like at Mega
so if you like that style of gameplay,
yeah, if you like the style of the games, cool. If you don't, whatever. It's not for everybody. They're hard games and they're frustrating, but they're
rewarding. But they do take time and patience.
Not as much as like a Dark Souls. It's not that. Like when people compare this game to like
they're different kind of difficulty.
Yeah, when people say like this,
they're trial and error in the same kind of idea, but different in terms of pacing.
It's fast. This is a fast,
much quicker.
Because I feel like Dark Souls is all about patience and timing more than.
They got less about that over time due to Bloodborne becoming a thing and making 3 faster paced and 2 having weird. But yeah, like those are more about like patience with yourself.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's my review. Okay. 2 quick things. We have 15 minutes left. I'm exhausted. So let's talk about the Mandalorian thing because I was super excited when I heard about that, and then I was a little less excited, but I'm still excited.
Was it because you found out that the story broke that it is a TV show?
No, I'm okay with the TV show. That has been rumored for years.
But it's been confirmed now that it's going to be a TV show.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. The first thing I thought was that because it's like they know what they're doing, right? John Favreau knows who's the director of this.
Actually, can I read what he posted on his Instagram about this?
Please.
Because I found it right now. The Mandalorian. It's even in like the fucking bleeding yellow text.
Cool.
After the stories of Jango and Boba Fett yawned for me because I didn't read those fucking books.
Yeah.
Another warrior emerges in the Star Wars universe. The Mandalorian is set after the fall of the Empire and before the emergence of the First Order.
That's where I got a little.
We follow the travails. Is that a real word?
I guess.
Of a lone gunfighter in the outer reaches of the galaxy, far from the authority of the New Republic. That is going to be the setup for the Mandalorian TV show.
I am already getting tired of that time period.
Because it's where all the expanded universe stuff is, right?
Well, all the stuff because Disney is afraid to go backwards, to go before the prequels, because that's all the stuff that
they killed from reality.
So when I saw that they're doing a Mandalorian movie,
the stuff that made me kind of care about Star Wars before like the prequels, like I remembered them, and I was like, no, that's stuff about like, oh no, like Old Republic shit.
Yeah, that's what I thought this was gonna be. I was like, I almost lost my gut. I was like, there's no possible way Jon Favreau is going to make a freaking Mandalorian.
And you were right, so that way you didn't disappoint yourself that much.
I didn't disappoint myself that, but I'm still a little upset because it's like that's what you should do. That's what it should be.
It's what the some fans really want.
Yeah. I get it. I know why they're doing it. But whatever. So yeah, it looks interesting. Jon Favreau, showrunner, and is gonna be the showrunner for the show, which is interesting. He's been in things. He's directed the first 2 Iron Man movies, which we just found out. So he's good. He makes good stuff. He made Chef. I didn't watch Chef, but people like Chef.
My name's Chef.
Yeah.
That movie's okay. I've seen it. It's okay.
Yeah.
I think it goes on Amazon Prime Video, and
I'm not necessarily worried about the show. What I am.
Are you worried they're gonna have to probably pay for that Disney shit to watch it? Yeah. That's what's gonna be.
I'm okay with it.
By the time it comes out, you're gonna be like, oh, I gotta watch it.
I'm okay with it because it's like I'm a Star Wars. I'm starting to rekindle my love for Star Wars. Is getting rekindled by watching the Clone Wars again, or watching Clone Wars for the first time.
Yeah.
And looking at I saw a clip of Rebels of Ahsoka meeting Darth Vader for the first time, and I was like, I almost cried just watching it. I've only seen the first season of Clone Wars, and I was already like, oh, that's your master. No, I was already invested. I'm in it.
That character is very popular still for a reason.
What, Ahsoka?
Yeah,
yeah,
she's incredibly popular.
She's so good. She's a very well written character.
So the character that I remember from watching that show.
Fair.
She's cool.
So
she wasn't cool when I first saw her, and then they gave her a character.
But I'm really enjoying the Clone Wars show, and so if it's more of that, if it's more serious that, I don't even know serious is the right word, less kid friendly that. I don't know how to, you know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say?
Like they're trying to tell real stories.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And not sell as many toys as they usually do.
Yeah, because Clone Wars has a lot of that problem sometimes, where it's like.
Well, the movie was that.
The movie was that. The show is still really good. It's so. I get it. I understand because I remember everyone who looks at that show thinks this is the show for kids because that's what it looks like. It's not.
That's what the movie was.
It's not. The show is not.
It was like TV 14, I think, on TV.
Yeah.
It would air air before Adult Swim.
Yep.
which was a weird thing.
It did.
I think it was like T14 or like Y7, depending on the episode or some shit like that.
Yeah, something like that. Because episodes of there's episodes of Jar Jar Binks.
But it was made for like older audiences for as it went on. It seems like.
Yeah,
which was a weird way to run a show.
Are you excited for the Mandalorian show? You feel anything?
I give zero shits.
Okay.
Because I don't think the Fets are interesting characters.
Oh, it's not the Fets. It's the Mandalorian.
No, because they brought their names up, so they're gonna matter for this show.
They might.
Them saying their names can't just be for old fans.
No, the reason why they're saying their names, I think, is because those are the only Mandalorians
that we know.
We know, and that's not retconned out.
But
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I can't feel like they're gonna have to write them in because they're fucking popular.
They might,
and I hate them.
Yeah,
and not because they're popular, because they're popular for no good reason.
For sure, yeah, they look cool
by basic bitch fans. Because you had a jetpack. Fuck off.
One of them died.
I've never been a fan of like
in a single battle. And the other one
hey, remember that guy in the
man.
bar in the background? Yeah. He actually ran like the spice train.
Yeah,
like, fuck
yeah.
off. That's what I hate about the Star Wars expanded shit.
Some of the stuff I see. I like that stuff when it's good. Like if those side stuff, do you actually read them and they're good? It's
Who's
like,
the guy who runs the 50s diner in the prequels?
Oh, Rex.
What's his fucking story?
I don't know, but I know his name.
Is it going like, hey, on this planet called Birth, I found a bunch of records and I found out how to play the vinyl. That's why I like the 50s.
You want Star Wars the way George Lucas intended. There's nothing. There's no hidden backstory for any of these characters other than what. The movies are.
Because Star Wars isn't that deep.
No,
people made up deep to give it money.
I disagree. It is. Really,
it was never designed to be deep. That is confirmed by everyone who worked on it.
What I like about Star Wars is that it's naturally.
No, not deep as an emotion. I mean deep as in depth to write a world around.
I disagree. There's a lot.
It was never designed to be that way.
It wasn't designed to be like that. But
people who are just good writers made it that way. It was never. It is.
It became.
It is people molding dirt into clay.
It's not dirt. Don't say that.
No, excuse me. It is dry mud being turned into very good clay.
Fair.
Sometimes, most of it is just comes back to dirt again.
Yeah.
The prequels are a good example of that.
Fair.
Like let's expand this universe that didn't need it, and then ruin characters that way by making Yoda fight in a really stupid action scene for 20 minutes.
Yeah, fair.
I watched that again, just like, was it as dumb as I say it is every time? Oh, it's dumber than I remember.
Yeah.
Because Yoda almost fucking dies and there's a rock with his brain.
Yeah.
I'm like, Yoda, what'd they do to you? You were a funny, weird gremlin man who went, oh, and smacked your boy with a stick. Because Yoda's whole thing was, you can't trust based on your sight on someone's skill and life experiences. That was Yoda's whole thing.
Yeah.
The first time you see Yoda, he's eating out of the fucking garbage. That's his whole character, is that he's a weirdo, but never trust your instincts based on your sight.
Yeah.
That is his whole thing. When they made him like this really cool badass, and he fights an old man by jumping, like doing sick backflips. Like, fuck, God, no.
Fair. All right, I want to talk about Venom, and then we'll go.
Talk about Venom.
I watched Venom, so spoilers for people who haven't seen Venom.
Okay, let's do like before we get into that shit. Just talk about
non-spoilers
as a film.
As a film, I liked it. It was fun. It I don't know if I'm becoming less critical of shitty movies or I'm just liking these.
I know. I think it's actually the real answer is you're becoming less shitty critical because you watch more movies, so you just don't care as much anymore.
Maybe that. I think I'm just trying to have fun now with movies, which is how you should be. And this movie is fun.
Unless your job is to be a critic.
It reminded me a lot of like Solo, of just like, this is a fun time. Shut up. This is good. This is fun.
It's weird because that's a weird time to make a movie like that since it's fucking October.
I know. It's
a weird time to just look at like a block. It's a blockbuster basically. Yeah. Now.
What's nice? Okay, so here, I guess non-spoiler stuff. The comedy is a little interesting. I got used to it and I started liking it. It's different and weird and I like it. I laugh at it and it's kind of like an Avenged Sevenfold Dark.
What the fuck does that mean to anyone who isn't you?
What I mean...
Change this metaphor.
Listen to...
Because you'll spend more time making this metaphor make sense than coming up with a new one.
The song, A Little Piece of Heaven.
Oh my god.
I mean, okay...
In plain layman's English, like you're talking to the fucking courts.
Okay, so like, okay, this isn't a spoiler, whatever. This movie was originally filmed, written to be a rated R movie, and it changed to PG-13 in the cut, in the edit. Sometimes you can tell.
Because money.
You can tell. Like
the answer is not because PG-13 is money.
Yeah, for sure.
It potentially can make more money.
There's two reasons. There's two reasons, and I'll get into that maybe in the spoiler section. Because there's another reason I think that's equally important. Like I said, the humor is weird.
This is gonna be an obvious one. Mm-hmm. How Marvel-y does the humor feel?
Not at all.
They're not going for that, thank God, right?
No, not at all. It feels like, this is why I'm saying it's weird. I can't. It's hard. This is why it's hard for me to relate to.
So, because I've heard the humor compared to a buddy cop film.
Kind of, but it's not so black and white as like, this is the straight man, this is the weirdo.
That's what I've heard actually from a lot of people. That it is that the humor is that.
No,
actually the parts that make people laugh are those moments. from what I've heard from people.
I like the moments between like Venom and Tom Hardy are good. Like,
That's what everyone likes, from what I've heard.
those are the best parts of the movie for sure. I understand why they're saying that. I wouldn't relate it to a buddy cop movie.
What would you relate it to then? That is not a song that only like a person has heard.
Jeez, it's hard to not talk about it without talking about like references like the comics or something like this.
We can like say a joke
Um,
that you remember that you can kind of describe like why it's not like just a buddy cop.
I'm really
thing.
tired and I can't think of okay, all the jokes of Venom wanting to eat people are kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
I like them.
Yeah, because that's what
and this is why I'm saying it's like Event Sevenfold dark. And what I mean by this is like it's dark, but not like it's not like dark like DC movies try to make dark. It's dark like this is silly, but it's dark.
It's not grim dark.
No, it's just dark. Like it's black humor. Like black humor is a better example. And this is why I think the jokes would have landed better if it was rated R. Because a lot of I think black humor works better.
They could have pushed it.
Yeah, they could have pushed. And there's a lot of scenes like the scenes. This is what obviously this happens in the movie. The scenes where people get their heads cut off and like bodies eaten in half, and you never see the rest of the body.
Because you can imply violence and not have it be R. If you
Yeah.
show it, it is R. If you imply it is 13. And that is annoying as shit to me.
And again, it's edited that way. It's not filmed that way.
But
so
it's a Venom movie, god
It's
damn
filmed
it.
and written to be rated R.
That's ridiculous.
And you can feel a lot of those moments where it's like
that would annoy
this
me
is
a
cool.
lot.
There's this scene at the end
Where it should be violent and it's not.
yeah, like super over the top violent, and it was like, oh, they just kind of get pushed to the side. It's like, no, those are blades. Get out. No, those people could be cut in half.
Like Indiana Jones is like the blade scene from the
Yeah.
second movie. Like that one's fucking violent.
Yeah.
Mainly,
yeah.
it's not because of like the action. It's more because the music makes it way more violent than it should be.
Well, in the first movie with the heart thing, like
No, that was the second movie.
was it the second? Oh, you're right. You're right.
That movie was really violent because George
Yeah, yeah.
Lucas was going through a divorce.
Mhm.
That movie was like stupid dark for no reason.
Yeah.
Like it's way too dark. I like the dark bits sometimes,
It's not like that.
but it's not earned a lot of time in that movie.
This movie's not like that. It's not dark to be dark. It's dark to be funny.
Yeah, because that's
Which like I said,
all you can really pull if you're gonna
if
make
you
a
like that
movie
kind
about Venom.
if you like that kind of black humor, just like you'll like this movie probably. Like I kind of like that kind of humor. Like it's not my favorite kind of humor, but I like it. Like
It's getting more popular now, which would explain why it's doing so well,
Mhm.
box office wise.
people like I said, people who listen to My Chemical Romance and Avenged Sevenfold will love this movie. Like this is just what it is. Like it's just that kind of emo thing, which is whatever. That's what I liked back in as a child. So when I was reading comics, that's what I listened to, and I still listen to Avenged Sevenfold. But like that's the kind of darkness that like I was when I was looking at this stuff, and so my brain is still imprinted in that way. So I am biased, for sure. It's hard for me to not be biased in this movie. I liked it. Like I said, whatever. If you listen to this podcast and you know what I like, then and you agree with me, then you'll like this movie too. If not, then you probably won't. All right, spoiler talk.
Okay, one thing that I have to know because I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I couldn't confirm it.
They stopped saying symbiote.
Yes, okay, that's what I was gonna ask you. I heard it looks like they shittily dubbed it over in
They
ADR.
did. They ad libbed it.
That's hilarious.
I'm down. I don't care.
Because-
I'd rather it be ad libbed.
Because I know I like that better, but it's funny that why the fuck did they say symbiote?
Yeah, it's
that's
so
a
dumb.
real word.
Yeah.
It's not a made up word.
No.
And if you needed to know how it was pronounced, just watch the fucking cartoons they made.
Google the word.
It's a real word. That's a real thing that exists
Google
on
the
our
word,
planet
press the
Earth.
little speaker button. Like it's really
Yeah,
easy.
and have Google Lady talk to you and say it right.
Yeah, Google Mom.
So I asked somebody who had seen this movie that was not you,
Mm-hmm.
because they were like, I didn't like it too much of it. She said, like when it was just Venom
And Tom Hardy.
and Tom Hardy. Like, I'm sort of calling him Tom Hardy, but he's like
Tom Hardy.
that's a character that we know.
I know.
It's like the rival of Spider-Man, even though he doesn't have a spider on his
Brock.
fucking chest. Eddie Brock.
Eddie.
He's like every time Eddie and Venom are talking and doing jokes, she's like I liked it.
Yeah, those
But
are
like the setup, she's like the setup took way too long and was
Yeah,
boring.
okay, I'll say this. Yeah, that first third of the movie, not even maybe third.
I think the first like 4 to 5 minutes
The
of it
first
are like
act-
a slog.
Yeah, it's really slow. It's not a slog. It's slow. I wish it was faster. Like it should have been faster. There's probably a lot of scenes that they filmed that were like filler, and like just in case if they needed to edit it at PG.
They can like cut around it.
And they probably had a lot more violent scenes before that because there's a lot of violent stuff that happens. Like the main villain, his whole motivation is just like I will use live test subjects on these symbiotes to see what happens, and they all get ripped apart and stuff. Like that's what. And so like scenes like that, there were probably more of those, and I wish there were. Probably longer scenes like that instead of the long talking scenes and whatever. Like there's a lot.
People do not come to see a Venom movie where it's just scientists in a lab
No.
talking about I'm so evil.
Yeah,
That's not.
The villain kind of sucks.
I've heard he's like one of the worst villains in like
He's not
comic book movies
One
ever.
of the worst
Like he's
villains. Jesus,
like he's
no.
like bottom tier.
He's not the worst. He's not good. I'll never call him good. He's not the worst. There's been way worse.
That's not well. That's to me. That's like not saying much because most villains in.
He's memorable. Like like I remember scenes with him. I can't
You're
remember.
the
Any,
first person I've ever heard ever say that about.
I
This
can't
movie.
remember any scenes with the villains from like Thor: Dark World. You know what I mean? Like there's
I've compared to like that tier,
No, it's not. That
but
bad.
no one besides you and I've talked to many people about this have
Yeah.
even said that about the villain.
Okay,
Most of them couldn't remember his fucking name.
I don't remember.
Remember
I don't-
Steppenwolf?
No.
That's the Justice League villain.
Okay, yeah.
That wasn't that long ago, and you already forgot.
Yeah.
Like
That
that's
sounded familiar.
exactly.
It's not that bad.
You saw that movie.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't.
It's not that
And
bad.
I remember that name.
It's
that
Venom villain is not that bad. He's like young Elon Musk. Like that's how he feels like.
the fuck does that even mean?
I mean, like as a character, like I.
What does
can,
that also even mean? These are not words. I don't know who that is.
He's Elon Musk.
No, I don't know who that is as a young man.
Oh, fair.
He's a villain now.
No, he's not. I like Elon Musk. He's a good guy.
His personality he acts like a fucking TV villain.
No, I think he just has Asperger's. I think that's literally
that's
it.
what I mean. He acts like a TV villain.
Okay, fair.
He acts like he's not part of our reality,
Yeah.
which makes it aggravating to hear anything he
Did I
fucking
send
says.
you the Mudstink video of him? On Joe
No,
Rogan?
because
I will
his
send
whole
that to you.
life is a much thing video.
I'll send that to you. You'll love it.
Is it from the podcast?
It is from the podcast.
Then I'll watch it.
Yeah, it's real
Because
good.
that shit's that podcast was like a fucking waste of my time, but
Oh,
it was funny.
Oh, I learned a lot.
I
don't know.
wasted my time.
Whatever. I like Elon Musk a lot.
I was mad that I.
That's not the
fucking,
point of this goddamn podcast.
That's another podcast.
I know. I'm not.
So I'll get mad.
I don't feel like defending Elon Musk, but I like Elon Musk personally. He's interesting.
I thought I did.
I like.
And
that
then
he
I
has-
and then I
like
learned
how
about him as a human
successfully-
being, and then I went, "What the fuck?"
I like how successful and smart he is, and he just does what he wants, and then he does them well. That's what I like. That's literally.
That is another podcast. We are moving on.
Yeah. So yeah, no, the young Indian Elon Musk is like a.
What are you, a racist? Why are you gonna make an Indian thing?
I don't know. He's darker skinned than Elon Musk. I don't know. If,
Say an angry chocolate lad was the villain of this film.
Fine.
Be race neutral, like calling dark people chocolate.
An angry. I don't know. He wasn't angry either. He was like.
Businessman as a villain in a comic book movie sounds so fucking lame.
Oh, it's so. That's the thing. Look. I'm not saying it's. I'm not gonna. Oh, man, I hate that I'm trying to defend. I'm not trying to defend the villain.
No, that's what I'm not asking
I'm
you
just
that
saying
either.
it's not.
I'm just like
shit
shocked that like hearing what he's about that you like it.
It's not like it. It's just not shit tier. That's all I'm saying.
No. Okay,
There's a
I'm
difference
sorry.
between
I didn't mean like it. I mean just like wasn't bored by it.
No, I wasn't bored.
Because people were like, from what I heard, were bored by it.
No, there's like one of the scenes at the beginning, which I think Cosmonaut, whatever his name is a movie review that I like.
Cosmonaut.
There's a movie review that I like. He reminds me of Your Movie Sucks, but less asshole-ish. So.
Okay, that makes even less sense than the young Elon Musk shit. Now I'm even more lost.
Whatever. I'm sorry.
Does he look like a horse? Does he like horses? Is he too gay to lift?
No, he's a young brown man.
I'm really mad that nobody took Adam's Twitter handle first.
Adams?
Your Movie Sucks. That's his name.
Oh, yeah.
His Twitter
Right.
handle is too gay to lift.
Yeah.
And that is one of the
Too
best Twitter
good.
handles to ever exist.
It's real good.
I love Adam very
no,
much.
okay, so no, his thing was like a thing that he mentioned at the beginning of the movie, which I remember watching. I watched that review beforehand. No spoilers.
Oh wait, he made a Venom review already?
This not Adam, the other guy. And he was like a quickie thing. Like I just finished the movie, here are my thoughts, no unscripted.
Oh yeah, Adam did make. Yeah, he made a couple of them.
Not
now.
Adam.
No, he did. He made one of Venom one as well recently.
got
Like,
it.
really recently.
Anyway, he points out a scene that I remember was like, oh, I'm excited for this. It was a scene at the beginning when like there's a group of children that's like taking a tour of the Bad Boys building.
Bad Boys 2.
Bad Boys building.
They're in the shame. They're in the studio watching them make Bad Boys, the new
Yeah.
Bad Boys movie that they're definitely not making.
So it's like a school field trip or whatever, and they one of the kids wants to ask him questions, like raises their hand, and another kid like shuts him down and like puts their hand down, and is like, shush, you gotta be quiet. And then he's like, no, it's okay. See, this is what's wrong with the world is like people silencing you for your ideas. And then
What
he
the
walks. No, here's the best part. He walks away and doesn't answer the question.
Wait, is that in the movie?
Yes, and I can't tell if it was
Dude, I would lose my mind.
can't
I would
tell-
if I saw that. I would fucking laugh.
I
That sounds
I
hilarious.
can't tell if it was on purpose or not. And that's the thing that I like. There's some stuff like that. Like there's a lot of dumb humor.
See,
in
I've
this.
heard like one person said like it's not funny. It's not bad dumb enough that I can laugh at it. But someone said it was.
That's
And
what I
I'm in need of that. Of
There-
accidental humor. I
Yeah.
am in need of that.
You know what? I think you'll enjoy this movie. Don't pay full price from theaters.
I'll wait for like a matinee and some shit
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I want to laugh at the parts that are not meant to be funny.
You'll enjoy it. Yeah.
Because I've heard like a bit that's like that. I'm like, that's fake. That's not. There's no way it's supposed to be
A
real.
lot of the dialogue that Venom has is really weird and over the top. Just like his pancreas. I'm like it's just like, why are you saying like human organs that like?
Why you gotta say it like that?
Yeah, it's so weird. It's just like stuff like that is like that's funny, and it's not. I don't think it's supposed to be funny. It's just weird, and this is why it's so hard to describe this humor. It's not dumb. But it's not like
It's alien.
It's
you
weird.
get it?
Yeah.
Because he's a symbiote. You get it?
Also, yeah, by the end of the movie, he does do the thing of just like, oh, I don't like these guys. I want to be with you because you're cool.
Does he say we are Venom?
So many times.
No, he looks at the camera. We are. He looks at the camera. Venom 2018.
I think so. I think
Owned
once.
by Fox Studios.
Yeah, it's actually Sony.
Not part of Marvel.
It's Sony. Oh, okay. I want to talk about this. Okay, so then we'll go because I'm so exhausted. My eyes hurt. So
Does this have to do with the thing that I talked with you about for the podcast? The
Yeah,
spoiler?
again,
One of the stingers?
double spoiler is the end credit scene.
Because there's two stingers. I only know about one of them.
Carnage. is confirmed.
Which to me, I'm like, I don't care. I'll see the next one.
Played by Woody Harrelson, which is what?
Which is
whatever.
what?
I'll take it. He's a good actor. But
Because I was promised a Carnage movie as a baby boy, and I never got it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get it, even if it's shitty. I'm gonna go see it
Yeah. No, there's a lot of.
because I love Carnage very much.
So the production of this movie, it seemed like you can tell from all the stuff that's coming out. Like you can look these articles up and stuff like that.
Even
It's just
Tom
like,
Hardy going like, they got 40 minutes of the movie that I liked.
No, it's not. It's not that. It's
Well, like stuff like that. I've
No.
heard.
I'm talking about the fact that Sony and Disney are talking about getting this movie to work together with.
Yes, that has been in the talks as well the past couple of months. Like
And
we might want to do that.
And they said like it really depends on how successful this movie does. And
But it's such a that's what we have to do.
it's doing well.
It's doing very well. It's breaking October records.
It broke a very niche specific record of best performing box office Thursday night premiere in October.
Yeah.
They're just so
But still, it's
a record. Whatever.
regardless of that
It's cool.
record, it made a lot of money.
Exactly. And
It
so-
already made back its budget like twice.
Yes. And so
that's enough.
The
It's like
second movie will be
success.
made for sure. This entices both Marvel and Disney and Sony to like work together here because both Tom Holland and Tom Hardy want to work together with this movie. They talk about it so many times.
I actually didn't know about that.
Yeah,
That's
they're in
cool.
talks of like, man, we really want to do this because like this would be really good.
Because it's Venom and
Dude,
you
I-
can't make a second Venom movie without any Spider-Man shit in it.
It's
That is
weird, yeah.
literally impossible.
the way they filmed this movie and like wrote it, I can tell like they did it in a way that was very.
I heard we're in San Francisco
Tom
because
Hardy-
there was
they're-
an incident.
There's Fantastic Beasts. Tom Hardy's from New York and mentions it at the beginning of the movie. And
Yeah, that's it. Like they're in San Francisco this movie,
They
right?
don't mention New York. They don't mention anything else in
Because they
Avengers
can't
at
be
all.
legally and story-wise. Like, well, we can't talk about that. Well-
Stan Lee makes a cameo. That's a big deal.
I heard
all right?
that. I heard
now
about
look,
that.
Stan Lee has never made a cameo outside of a Disney-owned Marvel movie.
Okay, check me on this.
Yeah.
I don't like that Stanley makes a cameo in this movie. Number one reason why, he has nothing to do with Venom.
True.
Literally zero. He had nothing to do with Venom.
True. That's not.
So why is he in this movie? Is that petty of me to say that?
Yeah.
There's no reason for me in this movie.
I-
Don't say because he's old and dying.
No.
Fuck that. He's been in everything.
No, I think they're doing it to tie.
He's here for the dummies who are like, that's the old man. I know
No,
who
I
that
think
is. He
for
made
me-
the comic.
No, the way I'm looking at it for me is like.
That's what it feels like to me.
To me,
with
it's
Stanley shit.
when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, I think Sony's trying a little bit to like, okay, look, we want to get into Marvel, but God, contracts suck, so we'll do this for you. Like, we'll do like
because Marvel fucked up a long time ago. And they're still paying
Spider-Man
for it.
to Sony for some.
Well, they're
dumb
still
reason.
paying for the X-Men shit.
Yeah,
They don't get
for
that till
Fox,
next
yeah.
year.
Yeah, so they get that back.
Well,
and
they got it by buying Fox.
Yeah.
Which is still a nightmare.
It is a nightmare.
That
So I
I
don't
hate
know
that happened, but whatever.
I don't know what's gonna happen to the Spider-Man Venom stuff. I hope it comes together. It looks like everyone wants to. It's just
Are they
hard.
Are they gonna give Venom the spider on his chest back in the next movie that
Oh, it
he's
was already
in?
there.
Because there's no spider. It is white. I've looked at this because I'm a big nerdo.
Oh, it's this white
There's no
veins, yeah.
because remember Venom's whole thing is I hate Spider-Man. I'm going to be him but better and stronger.
Yeah, you're right,
So
you're
he
right.
looks like evil Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So he's the black suit and he steals his logo, which is that okay. Spider-Man's logo
Because Venom's petty.
is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But there's a reason Venom's logo that he stole from Spider-Man is the coolest shit in the world. That logo prints money,
Yeah.
but he doesn't have it because of legal shit.
It's
So
like
is he gonna be like, "Hey, Spidey, what's up?" And they like high five,
Like I
and he
said-
like takes like some of his DNA and gets it on his fucking suit. How is that gonna work?
they've built up Venom to be petty.
Okay, then maybe they'll do it that way.
And
Where
Tom
it's like,
Hardy
oh,
to-
this kid,
and
then he gets
Tom
the
Hardy to
suit.
have like a shitty life and
Okay.
kind of be petty too because of it. Like
There's weird like shit like that where it's like,
that's what I like about Eddie Brock so much. All other Venom,
Woody Brock, his whole thing is I'm a petty asshole.
all other Venom can go suck all the eggs. I don't care about any other Venom but Eddie Brock.
Eddie Brock he's the best one.
He's the best.
There's other ones that are
This
okay.
is how I feel about Captain Marvel. The only Captain Marvel that's good is the first one, not the 9 other ones. Not excited for this movie.
I haven't
Whatever.
been a fan of most Captain Marvel shit I've
The
read.
first one's cool because he's important. That's it.
Well, it's not even like the Captain Marvel's role. It's just I don't like the people that are in the shoes of Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
That's my thing with it. Not the person. It's
Okay, yeah,
personality
yeah,
wise,
yeah.
not role of importance.
Yeah, fair. Okay, I'm tired.
That's why like Green Lantern for me
is-
sucks.
Yeah.
Except when it's not Hal Jordan. I'm like, hell yeah, it's not Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan is a bad character to me.
All right, I'm gonna go. I don't know. I might.
He's gonna suck an orange to feel better about himself.
Yeah,
be better
pretty
for
much.
himself. Thoughts and prayers for our boy.
Thanks. Hashtag blessed.